Hey everybody, good Saturday morning. It's Meteorologist Ryan Hoke with a Hokey video blog update. This is a stupendous weekend for the most part. Second weekend in a row here in February that we will see temperatures probably breaking 70 degrees. Alright, here's a little cooler thought for you. It's today's Hokey weather fact. Squeaky snow? What the heck are we talking about here? Alright, so very low temperatures. We're talking like single digits below zero, maybe even some teens. When you step on a snowpack, it makes this very high-pitched squeaky noise. You've probably heard it in one of our very cold snaps with snow on the ground. And there's some controversy over what causes this. There's some debate, and the current theory is that this is due to a breakage of bonds that forms between the snowflakes at those very cold temperatures. Basically, the snowflakes are sticking together at that kind of a temperature, and when you step on them, those bonds break apart, and that's what causes that squeaky noise. So, you can tell your friends you learned that this morning on today's Hokey weather fact. And for those of you who are sick of the snow, you've had your fill. We've already had more than the average for this season so far when it comes to snowfall for the entire season that we have seen. How about this? Spring is just 21 days. Yes, that's 3 weeks away from today. Beautiful sunrise out there now from our Kentucky One Health SkyTrack camera. Temperatures in the 20s this morning. 30s now in the city. I think we'll make it down into the 20s for an overnight low this morning, probably in the next couple of minutes or so. The clouds have moved off to the east. They actually kept us a little warmer in some spots in the 30s overnight. And once they moved out, boom, 20s. That's what happens when you remove that insulating blanket of cloud cover. Look at all the clear skies out to the west. We've got an area of high pressure down along the Louisiana Gulf Coast at this hour. Warm air is moving in to the west of that, and as that high pressure shifts toward the east, it will allow us to bring more of that warm air in here, and that's why tomorrow is going to be in the 70s. I mean, this is just about perfect, but not entirely. There's a little fly in the ointment. We'll explain. All right, so 71 degrees is the high temperature here in the city. We got the 60s and the 70s surrounding us as well. The rain's going to hold off till Sunday night, but it's the winds. We're talking about gusty winds up to 40 miles an hour possible. You'll see by about 4 o'clock, that's when I think we'll peak with those winds there. What's going to happen is that sunshine's going to be out. It's going to be mixing up the air in the atmosphere because the air is going to be rising as the ground heats up, and it'll be kind of moving in sort of a cyclical motion. And that's going to help those winds that are going to be about 5,000 feet above our heads that are pretty strong to mix down to the surface a little bit. So that's why we've got this 40-mile-per-hour wind gust potential as we go throughout the day. It's still going to be nice and sunny out there, but the clouds move in as we go throughout just after sunset. You'll see by 8:30, showers knocking on the door of Bedford, Indiana at that time. And we'll see that continue through the evening hours, probably 8, 9, 10 o'clock, even 11 and 12 here in the city when we're seeing rounds of showers. These won't be heavy, but they may be light to moderate at times. No thunder associated with this system. But behind this cold front, we'll be in the lower 40s by Monday morning, all right? So here's Monday, 59 degrees for the high temperature. Tuesday, this is this Super Tuesday storm system you've heard us talk about for about the last week now. We're starting to hone in on a solution, but there's still multiple issues with the storm track here. Where is it going to go? This right here is the European model. It takes it up toward Indianapolis, and it gives us mostly a rain and thunderstorm potential as we go throughout late Tuesday. I do want to stress that there is another school of thought that takes this low either along I-64 or, as we saw yesterday, along I-40 in Tennessee. If that happens, we would have more of a wintry precipitation threat. The I-64 corridor one wouldn't be a big deal probably. It would be just a little bit more snow on the backside of this, but likely little to no accumulation. So this, again, is the Euro solution. Notice how it backs that rain-snow line very quickly into the Louisville metro area as we go throughout Tuesday night. Now, not all of that is going to be snow to the north of that. I want to stress that, all right? Because the low levels of the atmosphere will still be very warm, so it'll still be raining by that point. But we still may pick up just a few snowflakes on the backside per the Euro solution. The GFS, which is more along I-64, that would probably be a dusting to a coating of snow, maybe up to an inch in some places, based on the latest from what I've seen this morning. And still, with the surface temperatures being as warm as they'll be, it probably won't even stick much, all right? So that's what we're looking at right now. I would say there's about a 70 to 80% chance of this being not so big a deal when it comes to wintry precipitation, and only about a 20% chance of this maybe developing into something that we really need to be concerned about. I'm actually a little bit more concerned about the storms on the front side of it, especially if the low goes up toward Indianapolis, maybe up toward Chicago. that would give us a better, stronger storm threat, but even then, I think our chance of that is going to be somewhat low. It's going to be kind of like last week, where we're kind of sandwiched in between severe weather to our south, big snowstorm to our north, and we just get a whole lot of wind and rain and changes of temperatures and pressure. So I think that's going to be the crux of this, but stay tuned with us. We will certainly have the latest. This system comes on shore, by the way, on Sunday. So by Sunday night, I think we'll have this pinned down pretty well. So make sure you watch Wave Through News at 6 and 11. I'll be there with the latest track on that. All right, so Thursday, another system. I mean, this is just kind of a parade of systems. It's a parade of troughs in the upper atmosphere, big bubbles of cold air coming in from Canada. So this is one of these Alberta Clipper systems. You've probably heard us talk about these rather in the past. This one will be coming in from Canada, and this one's looking a little more punchy this morning than the previous data, and it would be more of a rain to snow threat and possible accumulation even as we go throughout Thursday night. A lot of folks on Facebook asking, are we done with the snow yet this season? Because we're getting late in February, and the answer is no, we're not done with the snow yet. Are we done with the big snowstorms? We may be, but I can't even say that yet, just because of the Tuesday thing. Very small chance of something else trying to happen there. So as we head into meteorological spring that starts on March 1st, we're going to be seeing hints of warmer weather. We're going to be seeing bouts of warmer weather, but it's not going to be consistent, constant warmer weather until probably after the second or third week of March, and then we really take hold of this, and we can kiss the snow goodbye for the season. You snow lovers, we're not done yet. For you snow haters, hang on. It's almost done. We're only 21 days away till spring. Confidence meter, by the way, on this clipper at about a 4 at this point. Precipitation type issues preclude us from going any higher than that. 42 on Friday. And speaking of spring, here's the earliest alert outlook. It takes us well into meteorological spring, and it looks like we got a pretty good bout of 60s coming our way starting about the 9th. It's forecast confidence is growing on that, still very low, but when you're 10, 14 days out like this, whenever you can get somewhat of a better confidence, I mean, that's a huge deal. So we'll continue to look for that warmer weather for you warm weather fans. Got some bouts of it out there, got some bouts of cold, a little bit of something for everyone. That is spring around Wave Country, and that is the pattern that we are beginning to settle into. That's it for now. Meteorologist Ryan Hoke here. Enjoy your warm weekend.